Hello everyone. Welcome to UIAS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics. Question: What is the law governing nuclear liability in India? 1. Laws on civil nuclear liability ensure that compensation is available to the victims for nuclear damage caused by a nuclear incident or disaster and set out who will be liable for those damages. 2. The international nuclear liability regime consists of multiple treaties and was strengthened after the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. 3. To keep in line with the International Convention, India enacted the Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act, CLANDA, in 2010 to put in place a speedy compensation mechanism for victims of a nuclear accident. Which of the following given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is B. The international nuclear liability regime consists of multiple treaties and was strengthened after the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear accident. The Umbrella Convention on Supplementary Compensation, CSC, was adopted in 1997 with the aim of establishing a minimum national compensation amount. The amount can further be increased through public funds to be made available by the contracting parties should the national amount be insufficient to compensate the damage caused by a nuclear incident. Even though India was a signatory to the CSC, Parliament ratified the convention only in 2016. Question 2. With reference to eco-sensitive zones, ESZ, consider the following statements. 1. Land within 10 kilometers of the boundaries of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries is to be notified as eco-fragile zones or eco-sensitive zones, ESZ. 2. The ESZs are not meant to hamper the daily activities of people living in the vicinity, but are meant to guard the protected areas and refine the environment around them. 3. ESZs are created as shock absorbers for the protected areas to minimize the negative impact on the fragile ecosystems by certain human activities taking place nearby. Which of the following given above is correct? A. 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. Answer is B. As per the National Wildlife Action Plan, 2002 to 2016, issued by the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, land within 10 kilometers of the boundaries of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries is to be notified as eco-fragile zones or eco-sensitive zones, ESZ. Areas beyond 10 kilometers can also be notified by the Union Government as ESZs if they hold larger ecologically important sensitive corridors. These areas are meant to act as a transition zone from areas requiring higher protection to those requiring lesser protection. The ESZs are not meant to hamper the daily activities of people living in the vicinity, but are meant to guard the protected areas and refine the environment around them. To do so, the guidelines list the activities prohibited in an ESZ, such as commercial mining, sawmills, commercial use of wood, etc., apart from regulated activities like felling of trees. Lastly, there are permitted activities like ongoing agricultural or horticultural practices, rainwater harvesting, organic farming, among others. Question 3. With reference to World Development Report 2023, consider the following statements. 1. This has estimated a 120% income gain for Indians going to work overseas, compared to a 40% rise in case of internal migration. 2. Low-skilled Indians migrating to the UAE stand to gain the most as they would see a jump in income of nearly 500%, followed by US at almost 300%. 3. India's India GCC and Bangladesh India have been identified to be among the top migration corridors globally along with Mexico, China, Philippines and Kazakhstan Russia. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 3 only. Answer is B. Low-skilled Indians migrating to the US stand to gain the most as they would see a jump in income of nearly 500%, followed by UAE at almost 300%. Those migrating to the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) nations comprising Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait and UAE stand to gain less. While the gains are much higher for highly skilled workers, like tech workers migrating to Silicon Valley or doctors, even low-skilled workers experience multifold jumps. Apart from the skills, the gain also depends on age, destination and language ability. There are 4 types of migrants: economic migrants with strong skill match, Indian IT professionals in the US or construction workers in GCC nations, refugees with skills in demand at destination, Syrian entrepreneur refugees in Turkey, distressed migrants, some poorly skilled migrants at the US southern border, and refugees, Rohingya in Bangladesh. Question 4. With reference to the Big Catch-up initiative, launched recently, consider the following statements. 1. AM targeted global effort to boost vaccination among children following declines driven by the COVID-19 pandemic. 2. Initiate by the World Health Organization, UNICEF, Gavida Vaccine Alliance, along with Immunization Agenda 2030 and a host of other public health organizations. 3. The Big Catch-up will pay special attention to the 20 countries which are home to a majority of the children who have missed their vaccine doses. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. Answer is C. The Big Catch-up will pay special attention to the 20 countries Afghanistan, Angola, Brazil, Cameroon, Chad, DPRK, DRC, Ethiopia, India, Indonesia, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, Somalia, Madagascar, Mexico, Mozambique, Myanmar, Tanzania and Vietnam, which are home to a majority of the children who have missed their vaccine doses. Salient features of the plan to bring immunization levels back to at least pre-pandemic levels, if not better, include strengthening healthcare workforces, improving health service delivery, building trust and demand for vaccines within communities, addressing gaps and obstacles to restoring immunization. Question 5. Consider the following statements about Pushkaralu festival. 1. Pushkaralu is the festival that comes in every 6 years. To this festival is celebrated for 12 days and people visit different holy places to take bath in holy river. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. Answer is B. Pushkaralu is the festival that comes in every 12 years. Question 6. With reference to International Fund for Agriculture Development, IFAD, consider the following statements. 1. It is an international financial institution and a specialized agency of the United Nations. 2. This works to address poverty and hunger in rural areas of developing countries. 3. It is the only multilateral development organization that focuses solely on rural economies and food security. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 only. Answer is C. Headquartered in Rome, IFAD is involved in over 200 projects across nearly 100 countries. It funds and sponsors initiatives that improve land and water management, develop rural infrastructure, train and educate farmers in more efficient technologies, build up resilience against climate change, enhancing market accessibility, and more. Question 7. What is the Caribbean Community and Common Market, CARICOM? 1. This is a regional group of nations that encourage common policy and economic goals. 2. The CARICOM was formed in 1973 and consists of 20 nations, including 15 full-time members and 5 associate members. 3. The Secretariat headquarters is in Bridgetown, Barbados. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. Answer is A. The Secretariat headquarters is in Georgetown, Guyana. The treaty was revised in 2002 to allow for the eventual establishment of a single market and a single economy. The single market and economy is known as the Caribbean Single Market and Economy, CSME, which is meant to integrate all of the member states of CARICOM. It is still in development. The benefits of a free trade region include increased economic growth and innovation and a transfer of technological and intellectual knowledge. They have primary objectives to promote economic integration and cooperation among its members, ensure that the benefits of integration are equitably shared, and coordinate foreign policy. The organization was established in 1973, with its 4 founding members signing the Treaty of Chaguaramas. CARICOM is an official United Nations observer beneficiary. Question 8. With reference to Aptamer, consider the following statements. 1. Aptamers are short sequences of artificial DNA, RNA, XNA, or peptide that bind a specific target molecule or family of target molecules. 2. Aptamers assume a variety of shapes due to their tendency to form helices and single-stranded loops. 3. They can be used to identify molecular markers of disease or can function as drugs, drug delivery systems, and controlled drug release systems. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is C. Aptamers and antibodies can be used in many of the same applications, but the nucleic acid-based structure of aptamers, which are mostly oligonucleotides, is very different from the amino acid-based structure of antibodies, which are proteins. This difference can make aptamers a better choice than antibodies for some purposes. See antibody replacement. Aptamers are used in biological lab research and medical tests. If multiple aptamers are combined into a single assay, they can measure large numbers of different proteins in a sample. They can be used to identify molecular markers of disease or can function as drugs, drug delivery systems, and controlled drug release systems. They also find use in other molecular engineering tasks. Hello everyone. Welcome to UIAS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics.